Well, we welcome everyone here to Pemberton Sports Oval today on a very, very ordinary day for football. Captain's in the centre of the ground, Seaton Thompson for Southerners, Brent Nicol for Deanmill. Brent Nicol's won the toss, will kick to the club room's end. Big day for the Southerners Footy Club today, where they welcome Brownlow medalist, 2011 Brownlow medalist Dane Swan into their team. And what a player he has been. Looked him up on Wikipedia today, 258 games for Collingwood, 3 best and fairest, 2010 Premiership player, 3 runner-ups and 2 third. 5 All-Australians and inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2024. I don't think we've ever had a player like that play in this league today, so we'll see how he goes. I'm sure the conditions he would have thought might have been a little bit better today, but here we are down at Pemberton Sports Oval, and it's greasy at best. Probably a balmy 10 degrees, but we'll see how he goes. Also like to mention, it's probably a first today, John, that we've got a Hayward medalist playing for Deanmill in Harley Sparks, and also a Pike medalist in his brother Cooper in that 2023 loss to Busselton in the South West Footy League by a couple of points. So a lot of big individual award players out there today, but this should be a ripping game of footy. Deanmill haven't lost a game since they lost to Pemberton or Southerners about 4 or 5 games ago, and Southerners are on the rise under coach Alex Cavassi, who was also a fine player himself. So we'll see how it goes today. Goals are going to be at a premium earlier in the game with the dry footy. We'll see how Swanee goes in these conditions. He would have played in these, I'm sure, over his time, but he goes down into the forward line and he'll be manned up by one of Deanmill's finest in Josh DeCampo. So Archie Hall will be in the ruck for Deanmill. V. Tyson Jacob, a Colts player from last year, both standing at about 6'5", so this will be a really good duel, and can't wait to see how we go. Southerners fighting for a spot in the top 4, been out of the finals for the last couple of years, and Deanmill have been in the finals for the last 4 or 5 years, but have yet to put a premiership on the board since 2015, ironically against Southerners it was at Whitebrook Oval in very similar conditions. Game to get underway here. Hall up against Jacob. Jacob wins the first knockdown. Free kick paid in the centre of the ground, and it'll go the way of Ben Cavassi for Southerners. Plays on straight away, drives the ball long. Looking there for Swan, is it? And he comes. There's a fair bit of water out there. Looks for his brother and Alex Cavassi. In comes into the middle of the ground. Could have been taken high. Deanmill, the umpire sees it that way. And the relieving free kick to be taken by Harley Sparks. As mentioned, the Pike medalist, the Hayward medalist from 2023, goes short and finds Blake East. He plays on straight away on the far side of the ground. Mark drop there. In comes Cesaro for Southerners. Puts on a good tackle. Ball comes out. Players on the middle, far side of the ground. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Centre wing, far side of the ground. I reckon if it's 10 degrees, we're doing well. It could be a bit less than that. Hall wins the ruck, knockdown clean. Socket off the ground there by Hall once again. In comes Cesaro, being prominent early. Gets the handball out to Cavassi. He drives the ball long. He's got a player short and finds him on the far side of the ground in McRae. Up and coming youngster McRae for Southerners. So might need the lights on early here, John, I reckon. He drives the ball long, looking for Swan. It goes over the back. First there is player for Deanmill in DeCampo. And umpire Mead will come in and throw the ball up right on 50 metres. Attacking 50 for Southerners here. They've had all the play early. Deanmill failed to get into their forward 50. Hall wins the ball down once again. Could have been taken high. Cesaro, and Cesaro will have a shot on goal. I don't think he'll make the distance. He's going to drive it long from outside 50. He's got a good lead there. In Jay Ridley. Ball comes over the back. Shot on goal. Comes out to Swan. What can he do here? He's harassed there by DeCampo. Still in play. Comes out to Cahill. He drives the ball long. Still inside. Southerners 50. Up first on the scene. And that was Jack Omaday. He gets a handball over to Tate and Smith. Drives the ball in long. Smothered there from Seaton Thompson, the skipper of Southerners. Comes back to Omaday. Once again, the ball's tied up. The umpire will come in and throw the ball up just inside 50, Southerners end. We're joined shortly by the president of the Southerners Footy Club in Tommy Collins. Geez, that looked like a throw from here. The umpire sees it that way, and the first legitimate shot on goal will go the way of their coach in Alex Cavassi. It'll be a tough kick here, Tommy. Going to shoot from about 45 metres out, basically directly in front. But these Cavassi boys, they've got beautiful skills. So Alex Cavassi, first tenure as senior coach at Southerners, comes in now, 45 metres out. It's a good looking kick. Has it got the distance? It's brought through there by Cahill for Deanmill, and the opening score of the game goes the way of Southerners. 1 point, Deanmill yet to score. I'd like to welcome Tommy Collins, the president of Southerners. Welcome, mate.
Thank you, mate. Thanks for having me.
These beautiful conditions. I'm sure you would have played in these throughout your whole career, but yeah, it's fantastic to get a player like Dane Swan to play for the Southerners Footy Club today.
Yeah, it's a pretty big day for the club. Obviously, it's just an opportunity that came up and we jumped on it, and it's yeah, I think it's just good for the local town and local footy to have someone like that run around. Unfortunately today, yeah, the weather's not the kindest, but I'm sure being a Victorian boy, he's played in it all.
I'm sure he would have went on to Google and found out what it's like down here, but we have had some really good conditions on the weekends prior, but today not so much. But no, it's fantastic for footy, isn't it, to have a guy with so much of a resume in his footy career to play in the lower southwest. So it's a great job by the Southerners Footy Club, and as you said, it's good for footy as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if opportunity comes like that, you'd be mad to pass it up. And you know, he's going to have a little talk after the game, a bit of a sportsman's function up the club, so we look forward to that as well. And yeah, hopefully we can get the chocolates here today and make the day all go well.
Well, I hope he does get a word in. I have heard Glenn Jakovic talk before, and he seems to control the stage, so let's hope Swanee can get a word in, mate.
Yeah, well, I think the punters are here to see Swanee and Jacko, of course, but I'm sure we'll get a few words in.
So it's your first year as president, is it, Tommy?
Yes, mate, it is, yep.
And how are you finding that, coming from a pretty impressive resume yourself as a footy player?
Yeah, it's definitely different to playing, obviously, but we're lucky at the Southerners Footy Club. We've got a really good committee around me, so you know, everyone's there to help out, as I'm sure all local clubs are, so no, it has been no dramas at all.
Just while we're talking there, Jared Egger had the first legitimate shot on goal for Deanmill from inside 50, but the free kick's been paid here. This is going to go the way of Deanmill's full forward in Jordan Strain, who kicked a lazy 8 in his last outing in very different conditions to what we are now, as the rain is beaming down. But we just let Jordan Strawn have his first shot on goal. He's going to kick from the boundary about 35 metres out. In he comes now. It's a good looking kick right at the teeth of goal. The mark nearly taken there by Deanmill. Cahill plays on the mill. Umpire lets it go. Will he throw the ball up? Coming now, and as he does, he'll throw the ball up about 10 metres out from Deanmill's goal as they look to get the opening major of the game. No one wins the ball down. Umpire's seen a free kick, and Southerners will take the relieving kick out of full back through the young ruckman in Tyson Jacob. Yeah, no, committees are a very important part of local footy clubs, as you know, Tommy, and without them and the people that run them, footy wouldn't survive in the last days, would it?
Absolutely, mate. It's obviously it's all volunteered roles and volunteered time, and everyone's busy these days in their own personal life, so yeah, it's a huge effort from all the volunteers from all footy clubs.
It certainly makes you aware when you're a player, when you go into a committee role, how much work they do, and I think the easiest bit is to play, isn't it? And
yeah,
so that someone else does that job, but when you do it, you certainly realise what's involved to actually keep a footy club going, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and it is important to keep our clubs going, so I think it's important work that everyone does, and yeah, as I said, we've got a great team.
I just think footy's such a big part of the lower southwest, and every club really works hard to maintain their club to keep going, whether you're successful on the field or not, but you just got to keep those people going and the clubs going, because without it the community suffers big time, not just the footy club but everyone around it, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, footy clubs play a huge part in small country towns, and yeah, I think the town wouldn't be the same without it, so it's up to us to keep it going for as long as we can.
Yes, the rivalry's strong. I mean, these two clubs, So Blake Rawson has a snap-on goal. Just pushes it across the face for the opening score for Deanmill. So 1 point each, probably 5 or 7 minutes into the first quarter here at Southerners Footy Oval. Conditions haven't got any better as the water starts to just pop its head up on the ground, but Deanmill in the last couple of minutes have had the ball down inside 50, so they're pressing hard to get the opening major of the term.
It's about
I think footy, it's played through the winter and talked about through the summer, isn't it? I mean, it's a huge sport, and we know we play cricket and basketball, all the other sports that come with country communities, but footy is the one all, isn't it, I think?
Yeah, I think so. It's still, a massive game, and the biggest sporting game, certainly where we live. So, yeah, and like you say, it is not just the season, it's the off-season as well, where the work continues.
Deanmill press forward there. Blake East driving the ball in long, got a few touches early. The captain of Deanmill. I think it's Gianardi will have another shot on goal from about 40 metres out. Dry conditions, this would be no problem, but heavy conditions, 45-degree angle. And he comes now. Good looking kick. It's a great looking kick from Gianardi from Deanmill, one of their recruits for 2025. And the opening goal of this game goes to the Deanmill Hawks. They go to 1-1. Southern's just a minor score. So was there any thought today, Tommy, of actually pulling on the boots, mate, and turning back the clock and getting out there with the lovely Dane Swan? You're a pike medalist yourself, aren't you? Maybe a dual pike medalist in the South West League?
No, not myself. You may be mistaken with Scotty Roach, I think, was a pike medalist up there. But I think days like this reiterate why we took the boots off.
Maybe it was in the lower southwest you're a dual best on ground in the grand final.
Yeah, 3 actually, mate, but I'm not counting.
3, yes, no, well done. And I'm not saying this because you're here, but I rate you as one of the best country footy players I've seen. Awesome effort, mate. But you did play for Kerry Park back in the day?
Yep, played there in 2008 and 9 and also in 2010.
Yeah. No, it's days like this where all the aches and pains come back. Where you just roll up just a little bit late, so you don't have to pull the boots on. But
it's actually been a long time since we've seen conditions this bad, I would say.
Yes, we don't see them very often, but that's just the seasons we have now as Swan gets his first hand on the ball. The shoot there by Josh DeCampo comes out to nickel, gets it over to Blake East, back over to Brock Tempera, drives the ball long. That ball's getting heavy now. Sam McRae well smothered over to Cesaro. He's been prominent early. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. In front
push
is Joe Ridley, and he'll take the relieving kick. It was Luca Davis, it was. He gets the ball over. Seaton Thompson back to Davis. Tries to get the ball out to his skipper in Kabassi. He knocks the ball out, but it goes in the direction of Tempera. Back over to Cahill. Just bends off his opponent. Jacob drives the ball down long. Made a free kick there to East. Cahill follows up down from full back. Umpire sees it as he's thrown the ball. Illegal disposal. The relieving free kick will be taken by Southerners at centre half back by Hamish on the day. Goes across down and finds a skipper in Seaton Thompson. Here's a player there in Jack Kabassi on his own. Kick lands a little bit short. He's got time to recover. He's inside 50, should drive the ball long, and does. Right in the teeth of goal now. Dean will have the numbers here. It comes over to DeCampo, who's relishing the chance to play on the Brownlow. Miller Swan tries to get a touch across. It's a snap on goal from Southerners. What's the umpire said here? It's a minor score. Doubles their score now to 2 points. The Southerners Footy Club. Deanmill with the only goal of the game so far. 1 goal, 1-7. So big night ahead for the Southerners Footy Club. I suppose Swanee and Jakovic will be doing a talk, and there's a fairly big raffle and memorabilia. Is that how it goes, Tommy?
Yeah, there'll be a memorabilia auction, obviously along with the Sportsman's Night, so a bit of a talk from Swanee and Jacko. So yeah, looking forward to that. We've sold a fair few tickets for that one, so it should be a good night.
It's always a good night, I think, and by all accounts, I've spoke to a few people that have been to Dane Swan talks, and they said he's terrific and tells it how it is, and doesn't mind a good time, which is great. Yeah,
no, he seems like that sort of person. I've never seen him personally, but really looking forward to it. I think it should be good.
And even looking from here, he's a little bit taller than what I thought he would be, but maybe they all are in the AFL, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think that's been one common thing everyone said, but I think he's 6'2" or something. So
Yeah.
yep, he's probably not tall by AFL standards, but he's still not a short man.
Yeah, he'd be a ruckman down here, wouldn't he? He wouldn't be a forward crocketer, but it's the modern day footy player, isn't it? They're a lot taller, especially the midfielders now. So we could have done a bit too much there, but we're all just outside Deanmill's 50. 1 goal, 1-7. Southerners 2 points. So anything you want to say, Tommy, as far as the night? Is there any tickets left available for this function, or is it door sales?
Oh yeah, so we've tried to pre-sale as many tickets as we can just for organisation, but yeah, absolutely. I think if anyone's out there last minute, there'll be some tickets available at the door, so come up. I think we're going through around 6 o'clock, so yeah, get in early if you want to come and have a look. Should be a good night.
No, all the best, mate. I mean, I know Deanmill and Southerners, their rivalry has been going on for many a year before we played, and during when we played, and after when we played. So it's a fairly strong rivalry that I don't think can be underestimated as far as the last South West League goes. And all the best with tonight, mate. And yeah, hopefully Swanee gets a couple of goals. I'm sure Josh DeCampo won't think that way, but I'm sure at some stage he'll run through the middle. And yeah, you've done a terrific job to get a Brownlow medalist down here, mate, and all the best for today and for the rest of the season.
Oh. Thanks very much, mate, as we just watched the ball dribble out of bounds on the full. It's that sort of day, but it is what it is, mate. Thanks very much.
No worries, mate. Thanks, Tommy. As Tommy called it, ball out of bounds right in front of the Deanmill box. Harley Sparks drives the ball forward. Over the top comes Hamish Omaday. Just chucked on the boot. Alex Kabassi's got a bit of room, finds his feet straight away. Righto, he's asking a fair bit of the Brownlow medalist in Swan here. 4-1. Gleeson comes in for the Shepherd. Dane Swan says not today as Cahill wins the ball out. And on the far side of the ground, he's got young Ethan Demetrio on his own. He gets a handball back into the middle of the ground to Blake East. He goes short and finds Cooper Sparks. He's going to play on straight away. Second time this year he's played with his brother, goes short and finds Giannetti in the middle of the ground. Receives a handball back, drives the ball long. Blake Rawson versus Sam McRae. McRae in the right position takes a relieving mark about 20 metres out, defensive end for Southerners. Goes short and finds Seaton Thompson. He goes short once again. Lachlan Hughes drops a mark he should have taken, but they're tough today. Seaton Thompson wins the ball back, gets it back to Hughes, gets the ball onto his left boot and finds Jack Omaday. Under pressure they are, the Southerners defence, as Seaton Thompson drives the ball out, but it comes back to Deanmill, to Sam Tempera. He just tucks the ball onto his boot. Ball could have been touched, goes to Blake Rawson. He gets a handball to Brock Tempera, and the ball goes out of bounds about 70 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Not only will the players earn their keep today, but so will the umpires. She's tough conditions out there today as Hall gets front position, wins the ball down, looking there for Blake East. He knocks the ball out, comes to Barber, thrown on the boot there by Thompson. Comes out to Hamish Omaday, possessed there by Brent Nicol. The umpire said had a chance to. I thought that was Southerners' free kick, but Brent Nicol, the skipper, co-skipper for Deanmill, wins the free kick, drives the ball long, looking there for Gianardi, who's been prominent early. He gets his second effort, been taken high, and the umpire said that was high enough for me, and he'll have a shot on goal from about 50 metres out. In these conditions, I think that's about 2 kicks. I'd like to thank Tommy Collins for coming up, spending a bit of time with us today. Terrific player in his own right. I thought he won a couple of Pike medals, but it was 3 Lower South West best on grounds in grand finals. Terrific player. As Giannetti goes short from about 30 metres out. Deanmill will have another shot on goal. I think this is Ethan Demetrio, who's been in terrific goal kicking form for the Hawks in the last 2 or 3 weeks. Colts player, cutting his way into league, deliberate shot on goal, Looks pretty good from here. The umpire says that's good enough for me. And the Deanmill Hawks put their second on the board. We go to 2 goals, 113. Southerners yet to score a major. They are just on 2 behinds as we moved halfway through the first quarter in this very important clash between Southerners and Deanmill. Deanmill looking to secure a top 2 spot. And Southerners looking to keep in touch with the top 4 and possibly look for a top 2 spot today. Nearly into time on in this first quarter, 17.5 minutes in. Terrific effort by Gianatti. It's been prominent early. And young Ethan Demetrio kicking 2 or 3 goals a week. Beautiful kick of the footy. Makes no mistake from 30 metres out. Back in the middle once again. Over the top goes Archie Hall for Deanmill, but wins it straight down to Alex Kabassi. It's socket off the ground. Blake East is first there for Deanmill. It comes back to Kabassi. Starting to work his way into the game. Cesario is first to the ball. Picks that up beautifully. Cuts his way through the pack. Has a shot on goal. Will it go through? No, just shy. Goes through for a minor score. And they go to 3 points. He's been prominent early, young Cesario. I don't know a lot about him, but that was a terrific effort to cut through the pack there. The ball's brought back in. Once again, Cahill plays on straight away, but all he's done is find Seaton Thompson right in front of the commentary box here at Deanmill Oval. He goes short. Being paid a free kick. I think that was another Kabassi in Daniel. Handball comes out to Josh DeCampo, and he finds Rowan Barber right in front of the commentary box. Barber goes down, and the ball's just landed in and goes out of bounds, right on centre wing. Errant kick there from Cahill coming out of fullback. Found Seaton Thompson and Daniel Kabassi. Could have been paid a free kick there, but the umpire didn't see it that way. Ball's thrown in once again. Hall gets front position, wins it down to himself, gets a handball over to Brent Nickel. It comes out to Harley Sparks. He cuts his way through the pack, drives the ball onto his left foot. In comes Callum East with a big hit. At the back is Strawn. He gets a handball there to Gianatti, but he's well wrapped up. And the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up about 70 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Massive hit there by Callum East for the Hawks. He's a big fella himself as the ball is tied up from that throw up. And once again the umpire will come in. 2 kicks out from Deanmill's goal. Ball wins the ball down to Cooper Sparks. He's got front position. It comes over to Gianatti. Back to Seaton Thompson, the skipper for Southerners, but all he's done is kick it straight back to Brent Nickel. He drives a ball in towards Blake East. And Blake East has taken a terrific mark and will have a shot on goal. The coast skippers there working well together. He'll have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out. Slight angle. Silky left footer. Started the game in the centre today. He's been playing off halfback most of the season. In he comes now. We're right behind this one. It's trying to work its way back. It's going to land just inside the goal square and it bounces through for a minor score. And Deanmill go to 2 goals, 2-14. Southerners yet to score a major, 3 behinds. Terrific effort there by Callum East. That was a huge hit. He's a big man. Ball's played. Southerners play on straight away out of fullback. Kicks it straight to Cooper Sparks. They're under pressure here once again. Cesario wins the ball out. Could have been taken high, Southerners. And the umpire sees it that way. And the relieving free kick goes out on the far side of the ground. It's been taken high once again, not this time. Comes over to Cesario. He's been prominent early. Far side of the ground. Numbers around the ball here. It's still in play. It comes back to Hamish Omaday. Played Colts today. Up and coming young star, son of Paul. A great player in his own right. The ball's gone out of bounds. Centre wing. We throw it in. Deep in time on first quarter. 2 goals, 2-14, the Deanmill Hawks. And Southerners just the 3 points. Ball's one out, comes to Seaton Thompson, their skipper. Drives the ball onto his boot. Cale's got good position here, but she's slippery out there now. It's one down by Omaday. He chucks the ball forward. Foot race now. Foot race. Sam Tempera. He's quick. So is Ben Kabassi. He's got help there, Sam Tempera, if he needs it. And he's got that. Ball still in play. Gleeson keeps it in play. Gets a handball over to Josh DeCampo. Back to Gleeson. He just puts the ball onto his boot, trying to get it outside 50. He's got Blake East there. Just pushes the ball out. Comes to Kabassi. Kabassi Daniel, that is. Out to Seaton Thompson. Just drives the ball onto his boot. In best position is Kale for Deanmill. And he takes a relieving kick inside defensive 50. He's got Gleeson short if he wants him. Plays on straight away, Gleeson. Coming out towards Brittany East. But he's well spoilt there by Tyson Jacob. Right in front of us now. Jacob, the young man, does the right thing. Pushes the ball over the boundary line. And the ball will be thrown in. About 2 kicks out from Southern's goal. I need to get a goal before quarter time. Deep in time, and there can't be much time left in this first quarter. Ball's thrown in. Ball wins the ball down. Comes down to Alex Kabassi. Out to Tyson Jacob. He gets a handball out to Luca Davies. Handball once again to Tayton Smith. In comes Gianardi, who's been good, the big hulk of a man. Brent Nicholgist drives the ball onto his boot. And Strawn takes the mark. About 70 out from goal. He's well smothered on the mark there by Omade. He gets the handball over, and Southern's relieved the pressure once again. Looking for Swan. He's outnumbered 3-1. DeCampo took his time, gets a handball over to Brittany East. Back to Jackson Cale, and he goes short and finds Nickel right in front of the commentary box. Centre wing. Been good early, the skipper, the co-skipper for Deanmill, Brent Nickel, puts the ball onto his boot, looking for Harley Sparks. It comes out to Seaton Thompson. Could be, the umpire comes in. Great tackle there by Sparks. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Centre wing, right in front of the commentary box. Hall wins the ball down, over to Harley Sparks. It comes here to Tom Mutter. Gets the ball over to Barber. Barber chucks the ball onto his feet, but all he's done is get the ball out of bounds on the full, and the relieving free kick will be taken by Southerners. Thought it was a bit closer than that. Relieving free kick, Jack Omade. No, it's back to Tayton Smith. So right in front of the Deanmill interchange box, Tayton Smith takes a mark. Couldn't get a good grip on the ground. It just falls in front of Brent Nickel. He's well wrapped up there by Jacob. In comes Swan, the Brownlow medalist. First legitimate kick of the game. Drives it forward. But he hasn't got his colours right. And all it finds is Cooper Sparks in the middle of the ground. He tries to get cute with the footy and go to Cale. But all he's done is put it in front of Kabassi. Could have been paid a sling. Umpire sees it that way. And Ben Kabassi has got the kick in the middle of the ground. Conditions aren't going to get any better than this as he tries to go short, but Josh DeCampo cuts it off, throws it on the boot, looking for Gianardi. He's in best position and takes a chest mark right on centre wing once again. He goes short, looking for Strawn. Pushing up the ground is Strawn. He's got Blake Rawson running for him. He's got Blair Fowler as well, but in comes a coach in Alex Kabassi. He gets a handball out. It comes to Strawn. Strawn has a shot on goal. Oh, terrific effort there by Strawn. But in the end, I think Deanmill have tried to sneak it through by foot, and it's hit the post. And a minor score is registered as they go to 2 goals, 3-15 to Southerners, the 3 behinds. Ball comes out once again. And there's the siren for the first quarter. Terrific quarter of footy. She's going to be tough for the next 3 quarters. 2 goals, 3-15, the Deanmill Hawks to Southerners, 3 behinds. Quarter time here, Southern's footy oval, 2 goals 3-15, the Deanmill Hawks. Southern's 0 goals 3, just 3 behinds. The 12-point lead to the Deanmill Hawks. Before we get into this second quarter, Classic Platcher's Stream of the Week is brought to you by Great Southern Fuel and Omnibus. Also, AgFree have donated $3,500 prize to the winner of Mark of the Year and Goal of the Year, Kimberley Accommodation Group. It's 3 nights at Broome, so I reckon any mark today, it might come down to a chest mark and how far you actually slide across the ground to get your name into that barrel. But we thank all those sponsors for making this happen. It's a terrific innovation and initiative by the Lower South West Footy League and their directors. So, start of the second quarter now. Ball v Jacob. Jacob wins the ball down straight away towards Cabassi. It comes out to Harley Sparks, over to Blake East. Just drives the ball onto his boot. Only a mark there by Cooper Sparks. Deanmill on the attack here. Comes to Gianardi, who was terrific in that first quarter. Soccer off the ground. Rawson misses one he could have taken. Inside 50 now for Deanmill. Umpire will come in and throw the ball up. About 40 metres out from Deanmill's goal.
Your conditions, mate.
These are my conditions, as I've been told by one of my ex-opponents. My pace comes down to Harley Sparks. He's well tackled by Barnsby. The umpire sees it that way, and the relieving free kick. Hamish Omaday it is. Terrific game in the Colts today. Doing his best in the league. Comes out wide and finds Ben Cabassi, who was good in that first quarter. He goes short. Looking there for Jack Omaday. Well tackled there by Brock Tempera. Right in front of us now. Cabassi keeps it in. Did really well. Goes short. And he finds the skipper and his brother in Alex Cabassi. Running for him is Swan. And Dane Swan takes a mark about 70 metres out from Sudner's goal. This moved up the ground a bit now, Swan. Probably a little bit wasted down deep. Goes short. It's cute. And the mark's been taken there by Alex Cabassi. Still too far out to score. Tries to go around Gleeson. Gleeson puts a good tackle on. And enough pressure there for the mark to be taken in defence by Cooper Sparks. He drives the ball on looking for Hall. Hall has the height advantage, but over the back of the pack, Southerners take the mark through Cody Jasper. Right on centre wing. Conditions not great. Looks for his skipper there in Seaton Thompson, but he's well spoilt there by Nickel. Over to Archie Hall. He drives the ball long, looking for Strawn. Could have been held by one arm. Umpire doesn't see it that way. Hamish Omaday gets the kick. In comes Hall. Knocks the ball to ground, wins the ball, but all he's done is put it out of bounds, trying to drive the ball forward. And the relieving free kick will once again be taken by Hamish Omaday, just inside defensive 50 for the Southerners Footy Club. Just getting a little bit of encouragement there. Archie Hall from the Southerners faithful. In comes Hamish Omaday, looking there for Thompson. The ball's still in play, but just dribbles over the boundary line, right in front of the interchange gateway, and the ball will be thrown in once again. Two big ruckmen to go at it. Been a good duel so far. Jacob gets front position, wins the ball down. It comes down to Seaton Thompson. Out to Harley Sparks. Gets around his opponent. Comes over to Nickel. Over to Gianardi. Could have been pushed in the back. Umpire doesn't see it that way. Great pick up there by Cabassi Ben. But he's tackled there by Cooper Sparks. And the ball will be thrown up once again. About 2 kicks out from Deanmill's goal. Ruckman go at it. Hall could have been taken high. Comes over to Thompson. He's been good so far in this game. Gets it down towards Swan. In he comes. Plays it well. Does the Brownlow medalist. Gets a handball out. Not the way to go in conditions like that. Comes over to Tempera. In comes Swan. Cooper Sparks just throws the ball onto the ground. Callum East is there. Gets a handball over to his cousin in Blake. Drives the ball to the top of the goal square. Southerners have the numbers here through Tate and Smith, but he handballs it straight to Blake Rawson. He just goes a banana around the body. And the opening goal for the second quarter goes to the Deanmill Hawks, courtesy of Blake Rawson. And they move to 3 goals, 3-21. And Southerners are stuck on 3 behinds. Just can't be that cute in these conditions. Aaron handball there. They had the numbers, Southerners, deep in their back line. but Blake Rawson was there to pounce. He's been good early, making the most of his opportunity, and from 10 metres out, made no mistake. So Southerners need to get a goal. They need to get one early. In these conditions, a 3-goal lead could prove the difference at the end of the game. Just making the most of their opportunities, and it's coming through their midfielders. Once again, Hall wins the ruck down, wins the ball himself, drives it long again in front of Rawson. In comes Callum East, gets his player out of the way with ease, drives the ball in. Strawn drops one he could have taken, tries to soccer off the ground. They have the numbers here, the Hawks. Southerners need some help. It comes to Rawson once again, and Rawson! 2 in a minute for the youngster in Blake Rawson as he pops another snap through from 10 metres out. And Deanmill has started this second quarter on fire as Rawson goes bang and then bang once again to extend this margin. 4 goals, 3, 27, and Southerners 3 behinds. Terrific effort there. Hall won the ball down in the middle of the ground, just recovered for a big man, drove the ball long, looking for Rawson. Rawson doubled back after missing a pick-up in the tough conditions, and he was there. Southerners need to get some support down deep. And courtesy of Strawn making a one-on-one contest, Rawson pounced and put through his second for the game, and second in a minute in the second quarter. Ball back in the middle, no one wins the ball down cleanly, but it comes back to Archie Hall. He's been good, drives the ball onto his left foot, looking for Rawson, could have caught one high. Umpire didn't see it that way. In comes Jasper, his opponent. Stacks on the mill here in the middle of the ground as Gianardi is wrapped up by Cody Jasper, and the ball will be thrown up about 2 kicks out from Deanmill's goal. This time Jacob wins the ball down, but it goes straight to Brock Tempera for the Hawks. Tries to get the ball out, comes out to Kabassi Ben. He gets a handball out to Omade, misses what he should have taken. Out it comes to Ridley, tries to drive the ball long, but it lands in the arms of Cooper Sparks. He's wrapped up there by Cesaro, and the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up. Tyson Jacob wins the ball down for Southerners. Come to Cesaro, he was good in that first quarter. Comes to Kabassi Ben, gets around his opponent for Tempera, drives the ball onto his left foot. He's got Thompson there. In comes Blake East for Deanmill, and he was taken high, the skipper of the Hawks, and will take the relieving free kick in the middle of the ground. Good to see him playing footy. He's been dogged by injury over his whole career, starting to put a few games together, as in the middle of the pack, the big ruckman for Deanmill and Archie Hall takes the mark. Drives the ball long, looking for Strawn. He's got the height, gets the ball behind him. In comes Southerners, they need some support. Jasper just chucks it onto his boot. Swan drops what he should have taken. The ball comes out. In comes Seaton Thompson. Oh, he's well tackled there by Gianardi, the big fella for Deanmill. And Seaton Thompson, the skipper for Southerners, wasn't getting out of that one. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Hall wins the ball down to Cooper Sparks. Comes back to Jacobs. Ball comes in once again as Sparks ties him up. Cooper, that is. And the umpire will throw the ball up. Just inside forward 50 for Deanmill. Hall wins it down to Gianardi. He chucks it onto his boot. In comes the big full forward in Strawn. Tries to get the ball up. Handball there to Sparks. Cooper out to Archie Hall for Deanmill. He tries to get the ball on his ground. Talk about David and Goliath as a little man in Cesaro, who's been terrific for Southerners. Puts on a terrific tackle and wins the relieving free kick for Southerners just inside defensive 50. He tries to get the ball long. It's just about trying to find footing. It comes there to Mudder, and the umpire says he was taken high, and the relieving free kick will be taken by Southerners. Goes on the far side of the ground. He's got the numbers here. And Swan Shepherd's Lachlan Hughes for Southerners, and he takes the mark right in front of the interchange box for Deanmill. It's onto his left foot. It's a good looking kick. They've got the numbers here as Alex Kabassi comes over the top, gets the handball out to Swan. He gets around his opponent with ease, tries to go over the big fella in Cale, but couldn't do. The ball's chucked on the boot. The umpire sees it, that it wasn't deliberate. Not sure what's happening here. I think it bounced, so the umpire will throw it in. Just inside forward 50 for Southerners. They need a goal. Haven't scored a major yet. Halfway through this second quarter. In front is Davies, wins the ball down, comes to Brent Nickel for Deanmill. He gets out to Gianardi. Gianardi sees the ball over the boundary line, just in front of the interchange box for his side. He's been terrific, Gianardi. Have a look at him as he goes past. He's a decent size unit, import for Deanmill this year, and proving to be a very valuable player for the Deanmill Hawks. Hall gets in front position, wins it down. Jasper for Southerners is there early, and he's been taken high and will win the relieving free kick. Cody Jasper got his hands full today. It's a good looking kick. Deanmill have the numbers. Blake East in front. It comes out to Sparks. He gets the handball over to Cahill. He gets a handball around over to Cooper Sparks once again, over to Josh DeCampo. Now it's a foot race. Jared Edgar v Sam McRae, two speedsters from Deanmill and Southerners. McRae does well as Edgar just gets the ball under his boot. It comes out there to Taj Barnsby, but the ball's won there by Sam Tempfer for Deanmill in front of Blake Rawson, who's kicked 2 goals, the only 2 goals of this quarter. And the ball goes out of bounds about 40 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Quick transference of play there. Sparks, Cahill, Gianardi, they've all been terrific so far. Margin 4 goals neat to the Deanmill Hawks. Ball lands short. Blair Fowler for Deanmill, been a little bit quiet. It comes over to Cooper Sparks. He has a snap on goal! And the umpire says that is a terrific goal by Cooper Sparks. Harley Sparks it is. They're very hard to tell apart. Harley Sparks, back from the Eagles in the waffle since they've got a bye today. Terrific effort, and from 40 metres out, he's put it straight over the goal umpire's hat to extend this margin. 5 goals, 3-33 the Hawks. The Southerners yet to score a major, just the 3 behinds. 12 minutes into the second quarter. Probably put that down. I know it was an easy goal. Well, it might look an easy goal in dry conditions, but in these conditions today, that was a terrific effort by Harley Sparks. And he made no mistake from 40 metres out. Once again, the ball's in the middle. He's involved once again. It's Hall wins it down. It comes to Harley Sparks. Could have been paid a mark there, was Edgar. It comes over to Alex Kabashi, the coach for Southerners, and he finds his brother, who's been terrific so far, in Ben Kabassi, right in the middle of the ground. He's got a player wide if he likes him, and that's Sam McRae from centre wing, far side of the ground. He's going to continue that theme. Goes over the top of the player he was looking for in Jasper. Ball still in play. Now it's gone out of bounds. The boundary umpire will throw it in as Cale takes it over the boundary line, courtesy of a tackle from Jasper. Be thrown in centre wing, Southerners oval. Ball's thrown in. Hall has been terrific this quarter. Comes out to Kabassi, Ben. In they go. Daniel Kabassi's in there. He's trying to get himself involved. In comes McRae. In comes Kabassi. If you say Kabassi, you cover half the team nearly for Southerners. He's well wrapped up there by Cahill, and the ball will be thrown up once again. Hall unopposed, wins it down, comes over to Cooper Sparks. He can't get a handle on it. The ball's socket off the ground, but it goes straight to Blake East, and he takes a relieving mark. Just short of centre wing, far side of the ground. He's got Fowler long if he wants him. Goes over his head. The umpire's seen a free kick here, and the free kick will be taken by Harley Sparks, the last goal kicker. Didn't see what that was for. It could have been high. He'll pump the ball long. It's inside 50. Looking for Gianardi. Well hassled out of there by Jack Omaday. Just thrown on the boot. Deanmill have the numbers. It comes to Sam McRae. He's outnumbered. In they come the skipper and Seaton Thompson. The ball's knocked out of his hands. It comes back to Cahill, and he's wrapped up by Thompson, and the ball will be thrown up about 70 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Hall wins the ball down, comes to Harley Sparks, back over to Thompson, and once again the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Nearly in the same spot, 2 kicks out from Deanmill's goal. They hold a 30-point lead, just about time on in the second quarter. Once again, it's Harley Sparks. He drives the ball long, looking for Ethan Demetrio, who kicked a terrific goal in the first quarter. Heavy knock there from Gianardi. He might have come out worse for wear. In goes Swan. All I can see is water. There might be a Swan here at some stage. There is. It comes out to Dane Swan. He gets it over to Ridley. Well spoilt there by Blake East. Back to Ridley. In comes Swan. Soccers it off the ground. Does well there not to give away a free kick for tunnelling. As Ridley comes in, he's well wrapped up there by the big full forward in Strawn. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 35 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Fowler wins a clean possession. It comes over to Swan. He just chucks the ball onto his boot. Right in front of us here, Ben Farquhar for Deanmill takes a terrific mark right in front of us. He goes short and finds Harley Sparks. Plays on straight away. Got his brother in Cooper. And Cooper Sparks takes the mark. And we'll have a shot on goal from about 45 metres out, directly in front, to extend this margin. Most of the Southerners teams should know this. If one Sparks get it, they're going to look for the other. As Harley Sparks, the last goal kick for Deanmill, is going to come off for a well-earned rest. Right at the teeth of goal, and it's well spoilt over the line, and goes through for a minor score. 5 goals, 4-34, the Deanmill Hawks. Leading Southerners yet to score a major, still 3 behinds. Jack Omaday will bring the ball in for Southerners, and he's got Taj Barnsby short and finds him about 30 metres out, still inside defensive 50. He decides to go long, right in front of us here, Cale versus Swan, and Swan shows his class and takes the mark in front of Cale, the big centre half back for the Hawks. Swan goes short, real short, finds Hughes. He gets a handball out to Alex Kabassi. Just drives the ball long. Deanmill have the numbers that goes through Tempera's legs. Comes back to Mutter. Mutter gets a handball out, but all it does is find Cahill. Cahill handballs over his head. Players on the mill there. In comes Kabassi. Nichols there. Tempera for Deanmill. And the umpire will come in once again and throw the ball up. Right in front of the interchange box, Deanmill's interchange box, as they hold a 31-point lead deep into the second quarter. And once again, 17 minutes into the second quarter, and the ball goes out of bounds. And we're thrown in once again right in front of the interchange box for Deanmill. Hall versus Davis. No one wins that down clean. Comes over the back to Tate Smith. Tries to get a handball over to Cesario. Comes to Smith. All he did was soccer it off the ground straight to Josh DeCampo. In comes Cooper Sparks. Gets the handball over to DeCampo. He just finds Hughes. Not 15, the umpire says, but that's a terrific kick by Hughes, and Jasper missed what he should have taken. Had some time. Gleason's there for Deanmill. In comes Cesario. Gets a handball over to their skipper in Thompson. Thompson has a shot on goal. It's a foot race. They have the numbers. Cahill's there. He wins the ball out. But all he's done is knocked the ball out of bounds. The umpire said he made insufficient intent, as they call it, and a shot on goal for Southerners will come courtesy of Ben Kabassi, who's been terrific so far in this game. So Ben Kabassi, right on the boundary, will have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out. It's going to go the banana. Terrific player. Goes across the face of the goal, right in the teeth. Mark dropped there by Cesaro. In it comes now. In comes Seaton Thompson. Could have been taken without a snap on goal. I think it was Omaday. It's a terrific goal. Could have been Cody Jasper. Dropped the mark he should have taken in the passage of play earlier. But the first goal for Southerners, courtesy of a terrific centering kick, let's call it, John, by Ben Kabassi. And Jasper was there and puts through their first goal of the game as they go to 1-3-9 and just reduce that margin by 6 points. Deanmill Hawks into time on in the second, 5 goals, 4-34. Well, to say they needed that is an understatement. But they just have to make the most of their opportunities. And Jasper threw that ball onto his boot and put it through from the goal square for their opening goal. Kabassi tries to get the ball out. It comes to Farquhar. He's in the middle of the ground. Wrapped up by Tyson Jacob, and the umpire will throw it up once again. Hall wins the ball down. It comes to Ben Kabassi. He tries to get a handball away to brother Daniel. Umpire's seen a free kick here. And it goes courtesy, well, it goes to Deanmill, and Brent Nicol will take the relieving free kick. Right in the middle of the ground, Nicol drives the ball long, looking for Demetrio. Over the back, Deanmill have the numbers. Demetrio's got it, goes onto his left foot. Probably should have used his hands to Edgar. Strawn uses his body to get his opponent out of the way. In comes Ridley. He's outnumbered. Tries to go around, drives the ball onto his boot, but he's put it into a nest of Deanmill players. Well done there by Kabassi. Gets it in front of his skipper in Seaton Thompson. And they've done well there, the Southerners Footy Club, to tie that ball up. Bit of an errant kick there by Ridley. But Kabassi, Daniel, got it onto his boot and got it out of danger for the interim. Once again it comes to Thompson, the skipper for Southerners, wrapped up there by Gianardi. And the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up. About 40 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Time on in the second. Ruck knocked one down there to Sparks. Comes back to his opposing ruckman in Jacob. Ball still in dispute. Comes out to Kabassi. Look at the height difference there. Back to Jacob. Thompson, who's been terrific, leading from the front. Lachlan Hughes in front once again. Comes out to Ben Kabassi. He gets the handball out to Jack Omoday. Drives it onto his boot. Lands in front. First there is Cesaro. He's outnumbered 4-1. In comes Nicol. In comes Omoday. And in comes Brittany East. And the ball once again will be thrown up. Centre wing. Time on in the second quarter. 25-point lead to the Hawks. Down at Southerners Footy Oval. Tough conditions. The ball spills out. It comes to Archie Hall. Drives it onto his left boot. In comes Gianardi. And I think he's given away the free kick. A fairly obvious one. And Jack Omoday will take the relieving free kick for Southerners. Right in front of the commentary box. 25 points down. Can they get another one before half time? He drives the ball down. Numbers are plenty here for Deanmill. Out the back is Brittany East. Tries to get the ball out. Couldn't do so. He's wrapped up. Still in dispute. Comes out to Seaton Thompson. He's just going to drive the ball long. Puts it out in front of McRae. I think he might have seen him. He's got a player there if he wants him in Jasper. The last goal kicker for Southerners. He's got time. Gets onto his right boot. Hasn't got enough to go through. It lands a little bit narrow and goes through for a minor score. Well played there by Thompson to see McRae in the middle of the ground. McRae did well to get it to Jasper. He just pushed it across the face of the goal for a minor score. 1 goal for Southerners, 5 goals for the Hawks. 4-goal lead. 20 minutes. Deep time on now, second quarter. There won't be much time on in this game as Cale brings the ball in. Beautiful kick and finds Cooper Sparks on the far side of the ground. Takes a terrific chest mark in front of McRae. He has Nicol running for him and uses him. Straight across the ground he has centre wing. Brent Nicol been terrific so far in this game. Looks down, gives the ball too much airtime. Across the front comes Tom Bendotti and makes a spoil and pushes it out of bounds. And the ball will be thrown in just left the centre wing Deanmill's way as we move into time on in this second quarter. Hall wins the ball down. In there for Sparks. But he's out-muscled there by Hughes. Gets the ball down. Deanmill have the numbers here. It comes to Brent Nicol. He gets it over to Sparks. That's Harley Sparks. Drives the ball long and finds Demetrio just outside 50. Demetrio, beautiful kick. Looks there for Strawn. Strawn drops what he should have taken. Probably had more time than he thought. Ridley just drives the ball onto his boot. Goes in front of Nicol, and Nicol takes a terrific mark in the centre of the ground and will push Deanmill forward once again. He's got players wide if he needs him, and that's Sparks. Harley drives the ball long, looking there for Strawn, but in front chips Tatum Smith, and he takes a relieving mark for Southerners. Deep inside 50. Got Tom Bendotti still inside 50. The short pass and finds him. Plays on now, being called to play on. Looks wide, asking a fair bit there of Daniel Kabassi. But Hall gives away the free kick. Play on advantage. Comes to Cesaro. He'll look for Ben Kabassi. He's outnumbered, but they're a class act, these Kabassi boys. He gets the handball over to Jack Omaday. Umpire's seen a free kick. And the free kick will go the way of Brent Nickel for Deanmill. He goes short and finds Harley Sparks. He goes short once again, finds his brother in Cooper, plays on straight away. He's going to look for Gianardi. The ball lands short. Ridley could have been taken without it. The umpire doesn't see it that way. It comes over to Hall. Hall just chucks the ball onto his boot. Had players there in the goal square if he wanted them, and it's gone through for a minor score. Let off there for the Southerners Footy Club. Played on straight away, Alex Kabassi, and finds Dane Swan. He's got his skipper in Seaton Thompson short, and right in front of the commentary box, Seaton Thompson takes the mark. Been good today, this skipper, really leading from the front. Decides to go long. Deanmill have the numbers, and it's a big fella in Gianardi who takes the relieving kick, centre wing. He goes backwards and finds Cale. Cale has metres now to weigh up his options, and his options is a Sparks, and that's Harley. Tries to get the ball out. In comes Kabassi. Could have been taken without it. In goes Sparks. In goes Cesaro. He could have been taken without it. Umpire sees it that way, and a free kick's been paid in the middle of the ground.
25-minute mark.
25-minute mark of the second quarter. The Southerners have the relieving free kick in the middle of the ground, and it's Daniel Kabassi. Got players short, and that's real short, but he's got time. Omaday tries to drive the ball long, comes to Nickel, who's been terrific. He gets a handball out to Farquhar. Farquhar in the middle of the ground goes to Harley Sparks. He's got the big full forward in Strawn, and Strawn takes a terrific mark right at centre half forward. He's got Demetrio leading hard. It goes over Ridley's head in the arms of Demetrio. He's outnumbered 2-1, and 2 wins out as Tom Bendotti wins a relieving free kick. He's well spoiled. It comes back to Strawn. Harley Sparks goes through his legs. Had time, spent it before he got it. Gets a handball out. Could have been taken high, was Kabassi. And Kabassi wins the relieving free kick. And the umpire, I thought he was going to pull out a card then, but he's going to pay a 50. I think he reached for his pocket. But he's paid a 50 for a sling tackle, which is fair enough in modern footy, any footy. Kabassi plays on straight away, just drives the ball onto his boot. It lands short in the direction of Farquhar. Ball comes down to Swan. He has a shot on goal, but it goes out of bounds right near the point post, far side of the ground, and it'll be thrown in. Can't be much time left in this second quarter. 24-point lead to the Deanmill Hawks. They've been on top so far. Jasper with the only goal. Deep now. They need a goal right before half time. Ball's one out. It comes to DeCampo. Tries to get the ball out. Comes to Jasper. Could have been legged. Out comes Cooper Sparks. Just drives the ball onto his boot. Thompson's got numbers here if he needs it. Could have had a shepherd there by Jacob. In comes Thompson. In comes Cooper Sparks. It wraps him up. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Just right of centre. Southerners way. 24-point lead to the Hawks. Deep in the second quarter. Jacobs wins the ball down. It comes to Demetrio. It's cut off there by Sparks. And the halftime siren goes. 1 goal for Southerners, 5 goals for the Hawks. With the last goal of that quarter coming to Cody Jasper to get their first goal of the game. They're not out of it, but they've got a long way to go in really trying conditions. And the game's played in a really good spirit so far. So we'll come back after half time and call this second half with the Hawks holding a 24-point lead. Welcome back. Pemberton Sports Oval. It's about ready to get into the second half of this game. Deanmill Hawks 5 goals 5-35. The Southerners 1 goal 4-10. Before we get into this second half, we'd like to thank some sponsors that make all this happen. Alum Lube, Delta Ag, UTF Trailers, High Five E-Bikes, Corrigan Hotel, and we have a set of moulded double pluggers, would you call them, John,
Yeah,
for
the
Archie's
Archies.
best on ground. So a set of thongs. According to John, my main man here on my right, giving away 5,000, is it 5,000?
Yep.
Pairs this year so far. So impressive looking set of thongs here. So for best on ground today, as a judge by myself, my man to my right, they'll be awarded those today. Southerners not back on the oval yet, so we'll just go through a couple of other notices. Think mental health round today, so it's a very important round of footy, but it's important not only this round but across general society. So it's a big talking point, so if you're feeling not great, talk to a mate, talk to someone and get the help that you need. It's huge, it's a real thing, so just make sure you do the right thing and get some help and talk to someone about how you're feeling. And also, and this might have been mentioned previous games, but also like to make mention of Noel Holsworth, who was a terrific man of the last South West footy, patron of the league, passed away a few weeks ago. Just a terrific servant of the Bridgetown Footy Club. He'll be sadly missed. He was a terrific chap. Goal umpire, just a legend of the last South West. And to the Holsworth family and the Bridgetown Footy Club, we pass on our condolences. What a loss. Ball back in the middle. Ruckman go at it. No one wins the ball down cleanly. Comes out to Seaton Thompson, who was terrific in that first half. Spills out to the Ruckman in Hall for Deanmill. Back to Hall. Back to Sparks. He gets the handball out to the skipper for Deanmill. In Blake East. Throws it onto his left boot. Nearly a terrific mark there by Strawn. Stacks on the mill. The umpire lets it go. But he'll come in now and throw the ball up about 50 metres out from Deanmill's goal. So terrific first half of footy by the Hawks. Nickel, Gianardi, the Sparks boys, Cahill down back, terrific. Ball's one out there by Harley Sparks, goal kicker in that second quarter, gets a handball over to the big fella in Gianardi, and he's wrapped up, and the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up. Seaton Thompson in that first half, terrific leading from the front as the skipper of the Southerners Footy Club. Ball comes down to Edgar. He gets a handball out to Sparks. Tries to get the handball away. Chucks it onto his boot. Harley, that is. Comes over to the big fella in Callum East. And Callum East might have given away the free kick. The umpire's reaching around to his back pocket. Yep. I don't think he's going to tuck his shirt in this time. What's he done here? Not sure. But big Cal East for the Hawks has been the recipient of a yellow card early in this third quarter, and will have a little spell on the bench for 15 minutes. Before that play, Thompson, terrific. Seaton Thompson, the skipper of Southerners in the first half. Ben Kabassi, I thought, was terrific. Just showed his class. His brother Alex was terrific as well, leading from the front. It's hard as a player coach. And Ridley was terrific down back under a lot of pressure. And Jasper with the only goal for the Southerners Footy Club in that first half. Ball's brought in from Davies. Looks down there. That's a terrific mark. Terrific mark there by Lachlan Hughes. Started to work his way into that game in that second quarter. He goes wide and short. No disrespect, but Ben Kabassi takes a mark. Centre wing, far side of the ground. Maintains that, tries to go down the boundary line, but it's come off the side of his boot and gone out of bounds on the full. And Cahill for the Hawks will take the relieving free kick and send it back the Hawks' way. It's unusual for the Kabashis to miss a target. Probably the best players to play down here by hand and foot that I've seen in the last 5 to 10 years. In comes the big centre half back for Deanmill, drives the ball long. Looking there for Fowler, he's been quiet today. Over the back it comes. In comes Ridley, who was terrific and under a lot of pressure in that first half. Wins the ball out, ball still in dispute. Rawson who was good in that second quarter with 2 goals back to back. Inside a minute, comes over. Blake East uses his body, gets his opponent out of the way. It comes over to Sparks, but he's wrapped up. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 50 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Early in this third quarter, no scorers yet. 5 goals, 5-35 the Hawks. 1 goal, 4-10 Southerners. As Gianardi wraps up Ben Kabassi, and the umpire once again will come in and throw the ball up in the same spot. Ball gets his opponent out of the way, wins the ball down. It's going to come there towards Kabassi. No one touches it. Rawson misses it. Over to Alex Kabassi. Over to Dane Swan, the Brownlow medalist. He gets a handball out to Ben Kabassi. Thought about a bounce. Gets the handball to his skipper in Thompson. Kabassi gets around Sparks with ease. Looks down the line there for Luca Davis, but it lands short of him. In comes Cale, the centre half back for the Hawks. Wins the ball. He's been terrific. Goes down the boundary line looking for Blake East, but the ball beats him over the boundary line and be thrown in centre wing. The rain has stopped here. The snow's held off as well. A lot of water on the ground. Terrific game of footy, played in really good spirit. The ball comes in. Neither ruckman wins it. Fresh area there by Southerners in Hughes. Comes over there to Brent Nicol, who was terrific in that first half. He gets a kick out. The player was spoilt there, and Sparks tries to get the handball out to his brother in Cooper. Comes over to Swan, back to Nicol, throws the ball onto his boot, out to Blake East, who's all on his own. He drives the ball in forward and finds Fowler about 30 metres out from goal. He looks for a pass, looking there for Strawn. He misses what he should have taken. In comes Ridley, just drives the ball long. He's got to chase it himself. Cody Jasper's first there. He's got 5 metres, tries to pick the ball up, spent it before he got it. Ball could have gone out of bounds, but it comes back to, is it Ridley? No, it's Taj Barnsby, and goes out of bounds, and the ball will be thrown in right in front of the Deanmill interchange box. Jasper had 4 or 5 metres on his opponent in DeCampo, but just spent it before he got it. And in come his opponents and put the ball out of bounds. Ball lands short. Ball tries to pick it up. He's a big man. He's been terrific today. It comes over to Ridley. Ridley tries to push it out to Cesaro, but all it does is come to Sparks. Harley, that is, a goal kicker in the second quarter. In comes Strawn. Comes Cesaro. Could have been taken without it. And the umpire sees it that way. And the relieving free kick will go the way of Southerners. Deep inside defensive 50. He's going to drive the ball long, looking for Jacobs. Goes over the top, comes back to Sparks, just throws it onto his boot. And by chance, he's found Strawn about 30 metres out from goal. He goes short and finds Gianardi. And Gianardi will have the first legitimate shot on goal from about 35 metres out, 45-degree angle. Terrific in the first half of this game. He's got the build for these sort of conditions. We're right behind this one, John. 45-degree angle. Tough conditions. We don't get new balls here every quarter, so he's going to be kicking with a wet ball. In comes Gianardi. Decides to put it to the top of the square. East is over the back. East is there! And Blakey sat down. The ball landed in his arms. And I actually think he put that through with his right boot, which I only thought was there for balance. And Blake East puts through the opening goal of the third quarter to extend the margin for the Deanmill Hawks. 6 goals, 5-41. And Southerners 1 goal, 4-10. Read the play really well there was East. Been terrific so far in this game. Just sat off the pack. The ball went through us 3 or 4 sets of hands. And he was there. And from a metre out, poked it through for the opening goal of the third quarter. So not what Southerners needed. They're trying their best. They just can't get it past half forward at the moment to give themselves a chance to put some scoreboard pressure on. And Deanmill responded with the opening goal of the third quarter to extend this margin.
8 minutes.
8 minutes into the third quarter. Ball's one down there by Hall. He gets a handball out to Harley Sparks. Over to Gianardi. Back to Hamish Omadei for Southerners. But Nichols first there, gets the handball to Blake East, the last goal kicker, puts it onto his left boot, looking for Fowler. Terrific pick up. brings his opponent into play. He's wrapped up there by Ridley. And the umpire once again will come and throw the ball up about 50 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Hall getting on top now, wins the ball down to Gianardi. He's wrapped up straight away by Jack Omaday, and it'll be thrown up once again. Hall just smashes it forward, comes over to Sparks. Cooper Sparks could have been taken high. Sunders just put the ball on the boot. Brent Nicol in best position to take the mark. He's got players there for support in Brock Tempera. Tries to get the handball out to Blake East. Misses his target. And the umpire once again will come and throw the ball up in the middle of the ground. Terrific game of footy. Hall wins it down. Over to Cooper Sparks. Just chucks it onto his boot. Looking there for Gianardi, who's been terrific today. Could have been pushed in the back. And the umpire sees it that way. And Gianardi will have a shot on goal from about 40 metres out. Basically the position he was in last time from a 45-degree angle. He might do the same again. Try and put it to the top of the square. Difficult conditions today. Really tough conditions. He's got Kale who's going to run into an open hole here. No one's going with him, and he's going to use him. So Jackson Kale runs into open ground, open forward line for Deanmill. Everyone was sitting back at the goal square for Southerners, and Kale's run all the way from centre half back. And now we'll have a legitimate shot on goal from about 30 metres out. Tight angle. We know he's got the leg. In he comes now. It's a good looking kick. It's coming around. Just narrow and goes through for a minor score. Terrific running there by Kale. Everyone watched him go past and Gianardi used him. 6 goals, 6, 42 the Hawks. 1 goal, 4, 10 Southerners. Straight away they bring the ball in, looking for their skipper and Seaton Thompson, who's been terrific today. He gets a handball over to the main man in Swan. Gets around his opponent with ease. Comes inboard and finds Jack Omaday still inside defensive 50. He's got players on the far side of the ground. Plays on straight away. The ball goes over Blake Rawson's head. Handball comes out to Davies. He fumbles in the middle of the ground. Blake Rawson's there. Couple of terrific goals in that second quarter. Over to Nicol. Just chucks it onto his boot. But he's found Ben Kabassi in the middle of the ground. Player short in Swan. He finds him. Just outside defensive 50. Got his skipper in Thompson. Makes him work for it. He's got the big fella in Gianardi for support. Gianardi holds his feet and wins the ball. Drives the ball long. Great spoil there by Edgar over the top, trying to get the ball down to his forwards. Comes over to Swan, over to Jack Omaday. He drives the ball down. Looking there for Daniel Kabassi. In comes Jasper. Terrific pickup. Basically handball to himself. And once again, Jasper gets it back in the middle of the ground. Drives the ball long. But Deanmill have the numbers. And the big fella in Kale takes a relieving mark. He's got Barber short if he wants him. He decides to use Cooper Sparks. Barber's still there running on the far wing. Gets the handball over to Nicol. Nicol goes backwards to Kale. Mucking around with it here are the Hawks. Kale just decides to drop it onto his boot and was taken high in the process. And Kale will win the relieving free kick, defensive 50. Had players wide there, the Hawks. Tried to be a little bit cute through the middle of the ground. But Kale, who's been terrific all day, has got Barber short now. Should have used him a couple of plays ago. And Barber takes the mark just outside defensive 50. Far side of the ground here. Pemmican Sports Oval. The Hawks holding a sizable lead in tough conditions. 32 points halfway through the third quarter. It's tough in the middle of the ground and Sparks gets rid of his opponent, gets the ball over to Rawson. He goes short, looking for Gianardi. This is a mark that he probably should have taken. In comes Alex Kabassi, the coach. Comes over to Tempera. This time Gianardi takes a mark. Not 15, said the umpire. In comes Tempera once again, looking for a goal himself. Ball still in play here. Foul is there. Thompson's there for the Southerners. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 40 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Ball wins clean possession out of the ruck. Gets the ball out to Edgar. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. And Fowler runs into open ground and takes the mark. And we'll have a shot on goal from about 20 metres out. directly in front to put through the second goal of the quarter for the Hawks and extend this margin even more. But Blair Fowler, come to the footy club 2 or 3 years ago, been a terrific pickup. In he comes now, deliberate shot on goal, makes no mistake and puts it over the goal umpire's hat. And Blair Fowler gets his first for the day as the Hawks are pressing and extending this lead every couple of minutes. Terrific effort from Kale deep. Tempera come in with 2 or 3 efforts. Edgar gets the ball onto his boot and Fowler running into some open ground. Takes an easy chest marker from 20 metres out. Makes no mistake.
14 minutes.
14 minutes into this third quarter. 7 goals, 6 the Hawks. 1 goal, 4-10 Southerners. Just about out of reach now they are. Southerners, they need to do something and do it quick. The ball in dispute in the middle of the ground. And the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Still inside the centre square, just right of centre, Deanmill's way. Hall wins the ball down once again, but it goes straight to Ben Kabassi. He's tackled. Umpire says he threw it. And the relieving free kick will be taken by Gianardi, who's been terrific all day. Gianardi will drive this ball long once again. Got Farquhar short and on his own if he wants him. All the numbers down here as they run down. Gianardi goes short, looking for Kale. Misses a mark he should have taken. Gets through one tackle but doesn't get through the next one. Terrific tackle there by Omaday. Hamish. And he'll take the relieving free kick. Right on defensive 50. Looks down and finds Lachlan Hughes, centre wing, far side of the ground. Been good today, Hughes, especially in that second quarter. He goes short, ball socket off the ground in the direction of Ben Kabassi. It comes out to Alex Kabassi. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Cesaro's in front, misses a mark he should have taken, but he gets clean possession, gets onto his left boot, looking for Swan. He gets his opponent out of the way. Now he's got some help. Terrific pick up by Nick Gleeson, but he handballs straight to Kabassi. Ben's going to have a shot on goal from 20. And
oh, that's a great goal.
Umpire said it was touched. That must have been close. It looked good from here, but it goes through for a minor score. Errant handball there from Gleeson to Ben Kabassi. Ball's brought in once again. Goes to Josh DeCampo. Tries to get a purchase on it, but didn't get a lot of it. Deanmill have the numbers. Nickel to Gianardi. Gianardi to Blake East. Puts it in front of Brent Nickel, which is right in front of us. Will it stay in play? It might have went out by a lace, and the ball will be thrown in right on centre wing. Just about ready to move into time on in this third quarter. Deanmill 7 goals 6. 48. 1 goal 5 11 Southerners. Still pressing hard here, the Hawks. Hall gets in good position, wins clean possession, gets a handball out to East. The handball landed short, it comes back to the big fella in Hall. And the umpire comes in and will throw the ball up once again. Giving Deanmill first option of the footy is the big fella in Archie Hall. Davis gets in good position, could have been taken high there, Ridley for Southerners. The umpire doesn't see it that way. And once again, he'll come in and throw the ball up. Centre wing, right in front of the commentary box here. Permanent Sports Oval. Deanmill well in control. Hall wins it down to Nickel. Nickel gets it over to Harley Sparks. He puts the ball onto his boot in the direction of Edgar. Taps it through his legs. Kabassi gets him out of the way. It comes forward once again. And the ball goes over the back and finds Hughes. Got players in the middle of the ground. Got one short here as well. Decides to go long now and gets a fair purchase on it. Kale in best position. Misses a mark he should have taken. But Cesaro gives away a free kick. And Kale will take the relieving mark just inside defensive 50 for the Hawks. Just lacking a little bit of height there with Cesaro, but he's been terrific. And so is this bloke, Kale. Drives the ball long right in front of us here, looking for Gianardi. Nearly takes the mark, but the ball gets spilled out of bounds. And the ball once again will be thrown in centre wing. Permanent Sports Oval. Deanmill 37 points up as we move into time on in this third quarter. Throwing in once again. Davies gets front position. Over the top comes the long reach of Hall. Umpire's seen a free kick. And it'll go to the skipper in Seaton Thompson for Southerners. Been terrific today, Thompson. Plays on now. But all of a sudden he's put it to Cale, who was on his own. Comes out there in the direction of Nickel. But the ball goes out of bounds courtesy of a tackle from Tyson Jacob. And right on 50, Southerners 50, the ball will be thrown in once again. To say they need a goal is an understatement. Thrown in once again. Davies gets front position. This time he wins it down. It comes to Swan. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Gains about 20 metres. About 30 metres out from goal, the ball will be thrown in once again. Well, Swan's doing his bit here. He's not just here for the chat afterwards. Really trying, directing his team. They just can't get it forward enough, give themselves many opportunities down deep. Hall gets front position, wins the ball down, it goes straight to Swan. He chucks the ball onto his boot, doesn't go 15. Over the top comes the skipper for the Hawks in Blake East and knocks the ball out of bounds. And once again it'll be thrown in about 15 metres out from Southerners' goal. Good position here. Southerners to get a goal on the board. Either Ruckman wins that. Comes down to Kabassi, gets the ball out to Swan, tries to get around Farquhar, drives the ball onto his boot with strength. DeCampo tries to take the mark, but it's gone out of bounds on the full, has it? Sure, must have been close. Bounder umpire says no, and he'll throw the ball in on the other side of the ground, about 15 metres out from Southerners' goal.
20 minutes.
20 minutes into this third quarter, Hall takes clean possession, doesn't get it too far away from the goal, comes to Thompson, comes out to Brent Nickel, been terrific, gets the ball onto his boot. Cale, who's also been terrific, gets a handball out to Farquhar. It's back to Ridley, stacks on the mill, McRae tries to get a handball out, comes to Barber, and Barber hits Victor Davis on the chest about 50 metres out from goal. He looks down deep. Mark dropped there by Deanmill in defence, comes to Nickel, gets a handball out to Bretney East. Over it comes to Ben Farquhar. There's a lot of players around the ball. 40 metres out from Southerners' goal. Umpire's seen a free kick here, and it's going to go the way of Southerners, and it's going to go the way of Jack Kabassi. Kabassi's got a player short if he wants him. Kabassi, that's Ben, drops the mark, has a shot on goal. Had more time than he thought he had, and it goes through for a minor score. 1 goal 6, 12. Southerners 7 goal 6. 6 goal margin to the Hawks as we move into time on in this third quarter. As Cale will reset, bring the ball in for the Hawks. Plays on out of the goal square, drives the ball long, looking there for Edgar. He's got Kabassi, comes over to Swan. Swan gets the ball. Handball over to Omaday, goes straight up and down. It went just to 15 and goes out of bounds just inside forward 50 for Southerners. So they get their hands on the ball here, Southerners. They just can't get the score on the board. Had a couple of reasonable looks in this third quarter, but they just can't get that major. Ball thrown in once again. Comes over to DeCampo. Comes over to Tom Bendotti. And he was taken without it. And he'll put this ball back into the teeth of the goal square. No one's got the leg from here today, from 50 metres. Tom Bendotti, he's been good today. Deanmill had the numbers down there. In comes Tom Bendotti. Ball lands short. Goes over Swan's head, goes over Kabassi's head. Both players didn't want to go to it. Comes back to Farquhar. Farquhar gets a handball over to Nickel, who's been terrific. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. But Hamish Omaday drops the mark. Scott trying to recover. Gets the ball over to Ridley. Ridley just taps it down to Harley Sparks. And he's wrapped up by Alex Kabassi. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. About 2 kicks out from Southerners' goal. Hall wins the ball down once again. Comes over to Daniel Kabassi. In comes Gianardi. The big frame of Gianardi. Tries to tie the ball up. Thompson tries to get a kick on it. It goes nowhere. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up. Right on 50 here. Southerners' way. 1 goal 5 they are, 7 goals 6 to the Hawks, commanding lead, time on in the third quarter. Ball comes out to Sparks. He's wrapped up. Gianardi it is. Wrapped up there by Jack Kabassi, and the ball will be thrown up once again. Hall wins it down, comes to Ridley. He's got players out wide if he needs him. Can't get a handle on the ball. In comes Edgar, the big frame of Gianardi once again. But he's wrapped up by Seaton Thompson for Southerners. And in the same spot for about 4 ball-ups in a row, the umpire does just that. Davies wins the ruck knock. It comes down to Jacob for Southerners. In comes Thompson. He's worked hard today. Wrapped up by Harley Sparks. And ditto. It's like Groundhog Day. The umpire will throw it up once again. Hall wins clean possession. Gets some sort of kick on it. Harley Sparks does the same. It's well cut off there by Barnsby. Tards for Southerners. Ben Kabassi's got some work to do. But in comes Cale. Sockers it straight to Sam McRae. Gets a little toe poke in the direction of Ben Kabassi. He wins the ball out clean. Comes to Omade. Jack just chucks the ball onto his boot. They have the numbers here. Across the front comes Cesaro. Farquhar misses what he should have taken. In they come now. Cesaro's there. Could have been taken high. In they come. What's the umpire going to call here? He's going to say, I need it. And I will throw the ball up about 20 metres out from Southerners' goal. As they're pressing for a goal, they just can't get one. Jacob versus Brittany East. Just a little bit short one in was East. Jacob wins the ball down to Cesaro, but he's wrapped up by East Brittany. And once again, the umpire will come in and throw the ball up about 10 metres out from Southerners' goal. Up it goes. Hall comes in to do the ruck work. Comes to Nickel. He's been terrific so far. So is this bloke in Gianardi. Oh, the ball bounced past him. I couldn't believe it bounced today. Gets the handball out to Swan. Swan gets a Shepherd. Goes around. Drives the ball into a real hot position. Top of the goal. Dimitro missed what he should have taken. In they come now. And so does the umpire. And he'll throw the ball up about 40 metres out from Southerners' goal. Can they get one before three-quarter time? They've had it down there for 5 minutes. Hall gets the ball out. Tempera chucks it onto his boot. Southerners have the numbers here. Jay Ridley's first there. Kabassi for support. Ridley puts the ball in the same position it come from. Thompson could have been taken high. Comes to Tom Bendotti. Over to Jack Kabassi. Just chucks the ball onto his boot. And he finds Cesaro. Nick Cesaro. He's been terrific today. And he'll have a shot on goal from about 25 metres out. Slight angle to put Southerners' second goal on the board. They've been pressing in the last 5 minutes. In he comes now. Been terrific. Oh, he didn't get much of a purchase, and all he's done is hit Brent Nickel at the goal square. Just landed a little bit short. Gets the handball over to Cahill. Cahill tries to be cute with that, but all he's done is put it into a nest of Southerners players. Daniel Kabassi puts the ball on once again. But Deanmill have the numbers back, and Rowan Barber takes a relieving mark right on the point post. He goes long, looking for Cahill. Got his player out of the way. Legally, the umpire said, in comes East. Free kick paid. It's not East, it's Jared Edgar. So Edgar's moved up the ground a bit. Pretty much like the whole two teams at the moment. They're all four to centre. Drives the ball long, looking for East. Gets his player out of the way. And East has taken the mark. I think the siren might have miscalculated there. So that was a siren for three-quarter time. 7 goals 6, the Deanmill Hawks. 1 goal 5 Southerners, with a good chance of getting their second one on the board just before three-quarter time. And the Hawks will go into the final quarter 36 points up. Just about ready here at the Permanent Sports Oval to move into the last quarter of this game. Deanmill Hawks holding a neat 6-goal lead. Be a bit too much in these conditions. Southerners are trying their best. They had it at their forward line for probably the best part of the last 7 or 8 minutes in that third quarter. They just couldn't capitalise and get a goal. Earlier games today, Southerners in the Colts, 9 goals, 10-64. Deanmill Hawks, 3 goals, 5-23. Terrific game of footy. Margin pushed out in that last quarter, and Southerners march on their merry way. And at this stage of the season, haven't been beaten. In the reserves, tough one for the Southerners. They only kicked a solitary goal, where Deanmill, 13 goals, 5-81. And as I said, Southerners 1 goal, neat 6. This game here, as the rain comes in once again, 1 goal, 6 to the Southerners, 7 goals, 6 to Deanmill. Terrific game of footy, played in really good spirits. Some terrific players across the ground. In Cahill, Gianardi, Brent Nickel, Archie Hall, and Seaton Thompson, Cesaro, Ben Cabassi doing their utmost for Southerners to keep them in the game. Ball in the middle of the ground. There's one down there, comes out to Cesaro. He gets onto his trusty left foot, making Cabassi Daniel work quite hard, but he's well met there by East. Ball's chucked onto the boot, and over the front of the pack comes Joshua DeCampo. Wins it down to Rowan Barber. He tries to find Blake East on the far side of the ground. Keeps the ball in, well tackled, but it's the boundary line's the winner, and it goes out of bounds, centre wing, far side of the ground, early stages of the last quarter.
The weather with you, Brent. What, the wind. You haven't had it.
We're joined by Beren Cax.
Carks, yes.
Carx, is it General Manager?
Manager of Operations.
Manager of Operations for the Lower South West. So nice to meet you, mate.
And you?
Spoke to you on the radio quite a few weeks ago now, so welcome to the beautiful, sunny, not so much a Permanent Sports Oval for a terrific game of footy. Good to see Dane Swan out there. What an initiative by the Southerners Footy Club, and he's doing his utmost to keep their team in the game, mate.
Yeah,
how are you enjoying your role so far?
Look, it's been a fantastic start to the year, and interesting today to see our first real glimpse of true wet weather footy.
Yes, we don't get many of these games due to whatever you want to call it, but there used to be quite a lot of these back when I was playing. If you got a fine day, you were happy. So, yes, genuine wet weather footy, but both teams are really acquitting themselves quite well out there today. How are you feeling? Are you going to the Dane Swan function tonight?
I'm actually not. I'll be heading back up to Bunbury, but look, really good for Southerners. They've got a great crowd here in spite of the weather, and I'm sure they're in for a great night with Dane Swan and Glenn Jakovic in attendance. That's if they can get their power back on, because I've just come from up the club rooms and they had no power when I came down the hill.
It's very dark,
Well, when in the country, a bonfire and a few frothies can make anything happen. We don't really need power, but I think it's a great initiative to have a Brownlow medalist, and I did look at his resume on Wikipedia. It's outstanding, and we only mentioned some of it before we started this game. It's to have someone like that is unbelievable, really, for the Lower South West, isn't it?
Absolutely, it's great for Southerners, but it's great for the competition. I mean, the word legend probably gets chucked around a little easy at times, but I think Dane Swan, we can comfortably and fairly use it, and to have him playing right here in Pemberton in the Lower South West Football League is, look, from a league perspective, it's really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as operations manager, how are you finding that role? Is that a new role to the Lower South West?
No, they had Shannon Reeve do the role really, really well for several years, and Shannon stepped away at the end of last season. As I say, did a magnificent job over a number of years. So my first year in, and Tristan Mead and the board are doing a wonderful job of growing this league and promoting it. And this week we've brought on Triple M as sponsors of the Filming Footy telecast, and we're getting some real interest in the league. It's always been there, but I still think it's kind of the best hidden secret in Southwest regional football, and this competition is just growing in leaps and bounds. And in a couple of weeks we head up to Perth for the Nutrien Championships for the first time in 7 years, and that's really exciting for us as well.
So courtesy of a free kick to Tyson Jacob, the ball at the top of the goal square here, Southerners end. Comes to Hall, who's been terrific. He wins it down to Blake East, gets onto his left foot. So looking there for Edgar. Mark missed there by Southerners. In comes Edgar. 2-on-1 now. He's got Blake Rawson for help. He just drives the ball onto his boot. Really a terrific mark in the middle of the ground there by Sprigg. Comes down to Thompson, who's been terrific all day. Puts it down in front of Swan. Can he get a goal down at Southerners? He's trying hard down there. Southerners have the numbers. They've got a chance here. Kabassi puts the ball towards goal. And Ben Kabassi, unlucky not to get one in the third quarter, puts through the first goal of the last quarter for Southerners, and they're second for the game as they move to 2 goals 6. 18, 7 goals 6, 48, the Hawks. It might be out of reach, but they're trying hard. They've had it in their forward line towards the end of that third quarter and the opening stages of the last, and good reward for effort there from Ben Kabassi, who's been terrific all day.
He's had a fantastic season, Ben Kabassi. He's been a real goal sneak, and I think he's just gone back to the middle, so he's scoring his goals a different way to what a lot of the sharpshooters in the league are so far. But yeah, great snap there, and reward for effort. Southerners have actually had a fair bit of the play in the last 20 minutes or so of game time, and yeah, some reward for effort on the scoreboard.
Absolutely, they haven't given up, have they? Even though the margin is quite large in a wet weather game. Mark missed there by Ridley right in front of us here. Could have been taken high. Umpire sees it that way. And Jay Ridley, he's been good down back, been under a lot of pressure. Has players short if he wants him. He's got Swan. Whew, gives a Brownlow medalist no thank you. Comes over to Blake East. He gets a handball. If it comes to Seaton Thompson, comes to Jack Omaday. He's wrapped up there by Sparks. Harley Sparks. And right in front of the commentary box, the ball will be thrown up.
So Jay Ridley has just become my new favourite footballer. He's just absolutely burnt a Brownlow medalist there, and yeah, brave, very brave.
Sparks looks like he might be injured here. Well, that's something to tell his grandkids, isn't it? Baron, you could say, you know, back on this day in 2025, I burned a Brownlow medalist. You'll never get that chance again.
Not at all. Some concern here for Harley Sparks, and I think the only people more concerned than Harley Sparks himself and Deanmill might be West Coast. Crucial to their waffle team and vice-captain of that program, but hopefully he's okay. Doesn't look great at the moment.
Brett Nicol, who's been terrific, just chucks the ball onto his boot. Edgar missed the mark he probably could have taken. Comes over to Blake Rawson. Callum East back on the ground after spending a little bit of time there. Comes over to Kabassi Alex, and he's taken high, and he'll win the relieving free kick inside defensive 50. He's got the last goal scorer in Ben Free, his brother, but the kick is cut off there by Cooper Sparks. Cooper Sparks looks there for Strawn. In comes Alex Kabassi again, could have been taken high once again. And Alex Kabassi, the player coach for Southerners, will win the relieving free kick in defensive 50. Do you know much about the Kabassi boys, Farron, or not, just what you've seen from down here?
Just what I've seen from down here, but look, Alex is heavily involved with the program for our Nutrient Championship side, and certainly Ben, as I say, has been in wonderful form so far this season.
I don't think I've ever seen players, especially the three of them, have so much of cleanliness by foot and hand. I mean, we do see players in this league that are clean by foot and hand, but those three, if they can link it up throughout the ground, there's just no way of cutting it off. No, they've got a really good understanding together, and certainly Ben, from a goal-kicking perspective, has made the most of his opportunities so far this year. Ball's back inside. Deanmill's forward 50 as Ben Farquhar has taken the mark about 40 metres out from goal. He's got a player short, looking there for Strawn. It goes past everyone there, comes back to Jasper. Goal kicker early in the game for Southerners, just puts the ball onto his boot, but all he's done is find Brock Temperate for Deanmill right on 50. Too far out for Brock Temperate. He's got a beautiful kick on him. He'll back himself in here. Dry day, you give him a chance. And the place on the ground I wouldn't want to be right now is blocking the space in front of Jordan Strahan. It's one of the most dangerous places in football. He's a big lad and a strong man, and he goes hard at the football. Temper pushes that across goal. I don't know if you've seen that player there, but it's Sparks. It's Cooper Sparks, is it?
It is.
Cooper Sparks, the back of the pack. I'm not sure if he's seen him. Let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Cooper Sparks will have a shot on goal from about 20 metres out, nearly directly in front. Comes in now, doesn't waste any time. And Cooper Sparks puts through the first goal for the Hawks in the last quarter to get one back and bring that margin back to what it was at three-quarter time. They moved to 8 goals 6. The Hawks, 2 goals 6 Southerners. So they're doing everything, Southerners, to keep themselves, well, they're not in the game, but they're not giving up on the game, but it's just proving to be a bridge too far at the moment, isn't it?
It is. Look, it's been a really even second half, and seeing Cooper Sparks then. Look, obviously Harley was a big inclusion today, and he was a big inclusion a few weeks back. I think it was against Kojonup, but Cooper's been there all year, and the Sparks boys coming from Deanmill. It's great to see a couple of local boys doing well.
It's good to have them back. Cesaro wins the clean possession out of the middle of the ground. And he's found Ben Kabassi. He'll have a shot on goal from about 35 metres out directly in front to get the responding goal and the quick response for the Southerners Footy Club. So Ben's been terrific so far today. But 2 or 3 good looks on goal. This one's a little bit further out than his last one. Already kicked one in this last quarter. And he comes now, deliberate shot on goal. He's pulled that kick badly and it goes through for a minor score.
Look, no goal there for Ben Kabassi, but that is the kind of thing he's been doing all year. The last centre bounce he started in the middle. This centre bounce he's gone forward and it's thrown Deanmill's defensive matchups just a little. Kabassi comes out on the lead, takes a strong mark.
I'm impressed with Cesaro today. I don't know anything about him, but he just hasn't given up right from the start of this game. And when he's open, he's got really good foot skills, which really complements the Kabassi and the Southerners footy team, doesn't he? Yeah,
good player and tough player, and certainly the sort of player that thrives in these conditions. He's been fantastic in the wet weather.
So getting back to Nutrien, I mean, the senior side hasn't been in the Nutrien Carnival for quite a long time. You'll be able to tell me how long, but it's terrific to see it back, and I think if we can get our best team with the players we've got going around here, we'd be a sneaky chance to be very competitive, if not get to the final 2 in that division, wouldn't we?
I'd like to think so. We've got some players who, when you look around and where they've come from and the leagues that they've been playing in, there's a couple of boys that have excelled up in the southwest, and I think the team we can put on the park is absolutely strong enough to go to a grand final. We haven't been there since 2018. We're in Division 3, and previously the lower southwest has done well and even won Division 2 titles. So a long way to go. It's been a long time out, but absolutely I think we're there and we're there to do really well.
Yeah, I'd be backing our team to be in the final game of that competition if we have the players that we're seeing here today, and obviously across the whole league we've got some really good players. So are you able to run through like the coaching panel, Baron, for people that don't know and people that are involved and what the sort of setup is there? Because it's only a couple of weeks away, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've got Gavin Norrish from Kojonup coaching the team and brings a lot of obviously high-level coaching experience, has coached a premiership down here, really well respected throughout the league and the region. So he'll lead the team, and he's got Alex Kabassi, who we're seeing today, and Lyndon Muir supporting him. The response from players has been fantastic through the league. I think we ended up with 45, 46 players putting their hand up to express an interest in attending training and potential selection. So I think most of the players we would want to see from around the league are there, and I mentioned last week, on the Great Southern Carnivals telecast, it's just really exciting to see the different clubs and teams come together for a common purpose. There's only 7 of them, so I think the greater relationship that those 7 clubs have, the better. And then from an on-field perspective, you can't help but be excited at the prospect of things like David Cowan and Josh Power in the same midfield. That's just genuinely exciting and feeding, Lee Lucev, and he's absolutely dying to get to this carnival, I believe. He was back there when we were last there, so has been deprived of the opportunity for a long time.
Thompson gets it out of the offensive area there for Southerners. The lull in the game. Dean will have the numbers. It comes to Nickel. He gets it over to Cahill. He's been terrific all day, the big fella. It's well tackled. Ball goes out of bounds and be thrown in about 70 metres out from goal. Yeah, I know when I was playing Baron, I used to love country week, senior country week football, because it gave you a chance to play with guys you played against for all season, and you developed some really good mateships. It's good. When I first started, it's a long time ago, obviously, we did have the 45, and you were disappointed if you didn't make that team, and then it got a little bit average. But it's good to see that you've got that numbers, so we should be able to pick our best team to put up a really good showing in that country week, isn't it?
Absolutely. It was always the thing that we hoped for Gavin, was that he'd be sport for choice, and that would be the hardest thing, was making some cuts towards the business end, and that's the position he's in, which is a good thing. And we saw it up at Coolin last week with the Great Southern Colts, and it's what we've missed as a league for the last 7 years, is that camaraderie amongst the clubs to come together for a purpose.
As in comes Strawn, has a deliberate shot on goal, makes umpire work a little bit, but good enough. And Jordan Strawn gets another goal for the Hawks, moving into halfway through this last quarter. They're just a kick in forward, a chaos ball, as they seem to call it these days. Strawn was in the best position, and from about 30 metres out, nearly directly in front, puts through another goal for Deanmill to once again extend this margin for all the good that Southerners are doing and really trying hard. Deanmill seem to have all the answers so far. So great effort there by Strawn. Worked up really a long way up the ground in the first half of footy. You stay back a little bit in the second half, but gets reward for effort and puts through a terrific goal.
Yeah, look, good to see, and Southerners supporters may not agree with this, but really good to see Deanmill in different weather. We've seen them be really, really powerful in the first half of the season. Sometimes we see teams shoot out the blocks when the weather's good and not perhaps adapt to a bit colder and a bit wetter weather in particular. But look, Deanmill's game has held together nicely today.
Yeah, I think they'd be pleased with that as well, Brent. You just play in different conditions when you know that you can play in those conditions. I mean, these are tough. You don't get much tougher. It's okay to look really good in the fine weather, but you've got to look just as good in the wet weather, because you just don't know what you're going to get week in, week out, especially come finals time.
Yeah, and things change. Strawn, he's been kicking bags when the weather's been a bit drier. Can that adapt to wet weather? Well, he's just kicked one, and Cahill down back has been so clean by foot and with hands, early in the season. He's been fantastic today again. And in the ruck, they've been really, really strong. And Hall, he's just a big presence for them.
And Hall's got good foot skills for a big fella as well. I mean, Tyson Jacobs just out of Colts, so it's a big ask for a Colts player. I mean, he's got the height for sure, but Hall has been terrific by foot today. Ball tried to come across goal there. It's socket down there by Cahill, the man we're just speaking of, in front of Kabassi. Comes over to Callum East. I think he might have tried to do a little bit too much there, the big fella in Callum East. And Lachlan Hughes will take the relieving free kick. He's been good today, Hughes, especially after quarter time. I don't know much about him either. I think he's a local import, a local product, but he's been terrific.
Yeah, Lockie Hughes has had an outstanding season. He's been really strong, playing really good Colts footy. Was good at the carnival last week in Coolin, and there's a couple of them actually. A few of the Southerners boys you mentioned, Tyson Jacob. He's been good today, and he was fantastic at the carnival. Lockie Hughes was really good at the carnival, and Tayton Smith, for those that haven't seen a lot of him, number 15 out there for Southerners. Look, he was probably Lower South West's best player across the 2 days last week, and he's a young lad. Fantastic. He's been really, really good for Southerners so far this season, and was great at the carnival last week.
So we had a couple of young kids from that carnival that made the All-Star side, or the combined side at the end of that. Baron, who were they?
Yeah, we did. So they've reached out, the regional districts, and asked us for some details on a couple of the boys, and I'm just going to grab the list because I know if I miss someone, I'll get plenty of feedback.
Ball comes out and Blake East takes the relieving mark. 9 goals 6 Deanmill, 2 goals 7 Southerners. Move deeper into this last quarter. East drives the ball on, looking for Fowler. It goes over his head, comes to Seaton Thompson, the skipper for Southerners, who's been terrific. In comes Fowler once again, knocks the ball out, comes to Rawson. Rawson has a snap on goal, and it's gone through for a minor score. 42 points the margin now as we move deep into this last quarter. And Rawson just making the most of his opportunities, kicked back-to-back goals in that third quarter. Terrific goals they were as well.
19 minutes.
19 minutes into this last quarter. It won't go for very long as the ball's brought back into play, and Taj Barnsby takes the mark right on defensive 50. Got Hughes short if he wants him. Cesaro's there as well. He's going to drive the ball long. Man on the mark, works hard, spoils the ball, comes over there to Strawn, back to Rawson, back to Demetrio, tries to get the handball to Strawn, goes to Farquhar. Strawn once again, mucking around a little bit with it now, comes over to Tempera. Tempera gets it to East, didn't go the required 15, wheels onto his left boot, looking there for Demetrio. In they come, the Southerners defence in Barnsby, and it goes out of play about 10 metres around from Deanmill's goal.
So regional districts, they've inquired about 6 of our lads for the Nutrient Carnival for the Colts edition. So Jed Edwards, Kai McGinty, Max Wilson, Sam Doherty, Hamish Omadai and Tayton Smith, who are both out here today. They've been invited to be part of the regional district squad for the Nutrient Championships Colts.
Oh, that's terrific, isn't it? So congratulations to all those boys, and hopefully if we can keep the seniors going, then you'll see them in 2 or 3 years' time coming through. So the future looks really bright as far as representative football goes. Ball comes out here to Thompson, tries to get the ball onto his boot, gets it over to Alex Kabassi, the coach, and the ball goes out of bounds. Right on defensive 50 for Southerners, just about ready to move into time on here in the last. Commanding lead to Deanmill, 7 goals to better. Ball's thrown in, East doing the ruck work this time against Hughes, comes to Omadai, drives the ball onto his boot. Ethan Demetrio there for Deanmill could have thrown it, and the umpire sees it that way, and Tom Bendotti will take the relieving free kick.
I think a couple of minutes ago, the footy's just gone his way now, but Blake East, obviously Deanmill captain, he's another one. Foot skills have been outstanding all year, and he's renowned for it. He's been doing it for Deanmill for quite a while, but his foot skills have stayed together today in the wet weather, and his class has absolutely shone through.
I just think it's good for him to play some longevity in footy, and I don't mean that as a career, but he's had a lot of injuries, done a knee a few years ago, and always seems to have hamstring trouble. So for him to play, a lot of games in a row, it's just pleasing, not only for him, but for footy in general, but especially for the Deanmill Footy Club.
Absolutely.
Ball's thrown in here. East has got the size, gets the punch down there in front of Fowler, tries to get the ball onto his boot, it comes back to Hughes, in comes Farquhar. Thompson tries to run away with it for Southerners, but the umpire comes in and will throw the ball up about 70 metres out from Deanmill's goal. Then Kabassi wins the handball, gets it over to his skipper, comes back to Kabassi. Barber just chucks the ball onto his boot. Strawn in good position. And takes a terrific mark. Gets rid of Taj Barnsby with ease. And the big full forward for the Hawks will have another shot on goal from about 30 metres out. 45-degree angle to go back to back for him as we go into time on in the last quarter. So Jordan Strawn looks a real presence up forward and has been all year for the Hawks. Comes in now trying to find a little bit of dry ground. He's pushed that across the face of the goal and it goes through for a minor score.
Yeah, look, he's had a fantastic year. 34 goals in 7 games leading into today. Look, big, powerful man, old school full forward, and once he's on the lead and if Deanmill are delivering it the way that this Deanmill midfield can, he's close to unstoppable.
He's not going to be starved of opportunities, is he? Because Deanmill are quite strong at the moment, and so he's always going to get 2 or 3 goes at kicking a bag. The ball's flicked out there from Swan, comes over to Kabassi Alex. But the siren goes to end this one, and Deanmill run out comfortable winners. 9 goals 8, 62 to 2 goals 7, 19. So really comfortable winners. A really short quarter, that one. Not much time on. We'll have to pick a best on ground here. I think Barron's seen enough, hasn't he, to help us out here, John. But before we wrap this up, I just want to go back to Country Week for a little bit, if I can. I just think having a coach that's not coaching at the moment will make a big difference, where they can really focus on the job at hand instead of, you've got a guy that's coaching and this is what it used to be, and they're coaching that. And it's a real difficult juggling act to do, but having Goose, and I only know him through footy in the last couple of years, Gavin Norrish, I just think it's going to make a big difference for us getting back in and being as successful as we can be.
Absolutely. Look, as a league, I don't think we could have asked for a better choice than Gavin to take the role on. He's not long out of the coaching hot seat himself, so absolutely up to date with tactics and what we need to be doing to pull the squad together. He's been involved in grand finals very recently, so he's dealt with pressure games, he's dealt with high pressure situations in a football sense. He's got respect all around the league. This year doesn't happen to be coaching his own side. So, look, I've spoken to Gavin a fair bit in recent times, and he's doing a lot of scouting of the various players around the place, and knows, I think, a fair chunk of. I think he's got the whiteboard sort of half set up as to who he'd like to see fit and ready to go and making themselves available. But he's been doing a lot of work getting out and watching the games and making sure that he's pulling together the best squad he possibly can.
Yeah, knowing Gavin as I do, which is only recent, as I said, I just think you've got to make decisions quick in country week, depending on what format they're playing. But he's well respected. I haven't heard anyone say a bad word about him, and I think the players will want to play for him. And the opportunity to get back into country week from a spectator point of view, knowing, and I played it for a very long time, it's just fantastic for the La Sal West Footy League. I just hope it goes well and it's well supported, because once we're in, we want to stay in for as long as we possibly can, which is infinity, you would hope. And with these young guys that have been selected or looked at for the Colt side, that's our next crop coming through. So I think we're in a really good spot as a La Sal West Footy League, that we can be more than competitive but stay there for the long haul. That's the best outcome, isn't it?
Absolutely crucial. It's an expensive exercise.
I'm just glad from a previous player of the La Sal West, association player, that we're back in, and as John, look at him run. So, as far as your job, Baron, how do you find being in Bunbury and doing this job? Is it an easy fit, or is it something you've done before, or do you have to be here every week? How does it all work?
Look, no, but I have certainly tried to be here every week. And as we see Jackson Cahill coming across, look, he's a recruit that it's probably, I don't know if he's flown under the radar, but perhaps hasn't had the name that some have. But did ask Jack, a very well, in fact, Gavin Norris the other week, and said, Jackson Cahill could potentially be one of the top 3 defenders in the league. And he said, don't worry about top 3 defenders. He's one of the best 3 players in the league. So, look, another really good performance from Cahill today.
We're just going to talk to our appointed best on ground.
And an Ashbury footy.
Hey, Jackson.
How you doing?
Nigel Reeve, mate.
Nice to meet you.
So today we present you as our commentary team best on ground. Thought you were terrific down back, mate. How'd you find it out there in these beautiful conditions?
Tough conditions, but first of all, the boys played a really tough footy. Played the majority of the game in our forward half, so we just had to focus on playing the footy, playing strong footy, and great day for everyone. To have Swanee down and Jacko down, it's a great day for everyone, and good for the community to come down. And not a once in a lifetime opportunity for some people to see him play, and it's a great day for everyone. Hopefully everyone sticks around for a good evening. So
it's not very often we have a Brownlow medalist playing in the La Sal West, but no one got overawed out there today as far as both teams?
No, not really. We knew that he was going to bring something different, and I think everyone was just really excited to get to play alongside with someone like that. So, it was a great day, and we really appreciate him coming out and playing with us. So, cheers. Yeah, and Southerners, they never gave up, did they? They had a lot of ball in their forward half, especially late in that third quarter, but they just couldn't get a score. But I think it's all to do with you and your defensive unit. Just keep putting pressure on and getting numbers back. You found that was the case out there? Yeah, they're a good side. They play some tough footy, but we're just really focused on staying strong down back, winning our one-on-ones, and we knew that if we prolong the game, we'd get the game on our terms. So it was a good 4-quarter effort from the boys, and on to next week.
Just a couple of last ones, mate. I was an old centre half back in my day as well. You might not know that, but I see you run down there and try and have a shot on goal. Is that something you've always been accustomed to? Because I didn't mind a goal myself, but I had to be in the goal square to be a certainty.
I try to get one here and there. You know, they don't come very often, but it's a shame I missed it. But I've only got 2 for the year, so hopefully a few more to come later on. So
you're stopping goals, mate. But well done today. You were terrific, and all the best for the rest of the season, mate.
Thanks very much, guys. Have a good one.
And just hearing a cheer over from the club rooms. The two clubs have just got together. Look, really important today. Think mental health round. Really important round for country football WA and for communities. And we want to make sure that we've got a safe space to be able to talk to people. It looks like the umpires have potentially had a different opinion to us up here with best on ground. I think they've just given the match ball to, I think, Archie Hall from over there. So, look, outstanding performance. And I think they had a number of really, really strong contributors today.
Oh, well, that's it from the Pemberton Sports Oval. We thank Barron. All the best, mate, for Country Week and for your job. And as we get closer to finals, which is not far away in a 14-game season, it can creep up on you pretty quick. So after seeing your Country Week, our first foray for quite a few years now, you know, there's only 3 or 4 games and we're into the final. So, and all the best to all teams going forward and the ones that do make the finals. The ones that don't, just keep doing what you're doing and make sure your club's back there next year. So well done to Archie Hall for winning the mental health round, and make sure if you're not feeling well, talk to a mate, go and see someone, don't do it on your own, there's plenty of help out there. And if your mates keep asking you if there's something wrong, tell them. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nigel.
This interview